God says, my child. A storm has moved quietly behind your life, one you did not see, one you did not expect, one that has been unfolding in the shadows while you were simply trying to live, heal, and move forward. Today, I am opening the curtain for you. Because what has just happened, what has been exposed, what has been revealed, is something that changes everything around you, everything connected to you, and everything standing between you and the destiny I wrote for you. Something shocking has happened, my child. Something that even you would never have imagined. Your soulmate's past lover is now in police custody. And what they did, the reason they were taken away, the truth behind their actions, will shake your heart when you hear it. But before you begin to fear, before your mind starts running in all directions, I want you to sit with me in this quiet moment. I want you to breathe. I want you to understand that nothing is happening to destroy you. Everything that is unfolding is happening to protect you, to clear your path, to set you free, and to make way for a love that has been struggling to reach you. My child, listen carefully, this is not an ordinary situation. This is not a random event. This is not just bad drama. This is divine exposure. For months, even years, there has been a dark influence circling around your soulmate. An energy from the past that refused to let them grow, refused to let them move on, refused to let them become who they were meant to be. This person held them emotionally, mentally, and spiritually hostage in ways even your soulmate didn't fully understand. They were manipulative. They were possessive. They were obsessed. And their obsession was not love, it was control. Your soulmate tried to break free many times. They tried to distance themselves. They tried to walk away. But every time, this past lover would find a way to pull them back with guilt, fear, threats, fake promises, or emotional traps. Your soulmate felt stuck, confused, and powerless. They carried this heavy shadow inside them even when they smiled, even when they pretended to be fine, even when you spoke with them and felt a strange sadness behind their words. But what you didn't know, my child, is that this person crossed a line that could never be ignored again. They broke the law. They did something dangerous. And they did it because they couldn't accept that your soulmate was slowly healing, slowly rising, slowly detaching, and slowly moving towards someone who carried pure light, you. They felt threatened by the love blooming in the unseen between you and your soulmate. They felt the shift. They sensed the change. They could feel that your soulmate's heart was no longer responding to their manipulative strings. And so they did something reckless. Something meant to regain control, something meant to scare, something meant to destroy. But instead, it exposed them. The universe allowed their true face to come out. Their actions caught up with them. Their lies broke apart. Their secrets spilled into the light. And now, they are in custody. You are wondering, my child, why is God telling me this? What does this have to do with my life? It has everything to do with you. Because for your destiny to move forward, certain energies must be removed. Certain people must be taken out of the path. Certain shadows must be cleared. Certain interruptions must be silenced. Your soulmate couldn't walk toward you while being chained to the past. They couldn't choose you with clarity while being mentally controlled. They couldn't offer you a stable connection while fear surrounded their life. But now, that chain has been broken. That link has been severed. That interference has been removed. My child, I know you feel confused. I know your heart is pounding because this feels heavy, dramatic, intense. But I need you to understand something with calm clarity. This is divine intervention. Not harm. Not chaos. Not punishment. But protection. I removed someone who was interfering with what belongs to you. I removed someone who was blocking your connection. I removed someone whose intentions were rooted in jealousy, darkness, and possession. I removed someone who was preparing to take actions that would have hurt both you and your soulmate deeply. You may not realize it now, but this moment is the turning point of your story. Because your soulmate and you were supposed to reconnect emotionally, spiritually, and physically, but something kept delaying it. Every time the two of you got closer, something strange happened. Misunderstandings, sudden distance, emotional withdrawal, fear, hesitation, accidents, arguments, and unexplained changes in behavior. You thought it was weakness. You thought your soulmate didn't care. You thought destiny was simply unstable. But no, my child. There was an unseen force influencing everything. That force has now been removed. You are not losing anything. You are not being pulled into drama. You are being released into your destiny. Your soulmate is finally breathing freely for the first time in a long time. The weight that was suffocating them has been lifted. The pressure that controlled their heart has been erased. The fear that followed them has been silenced. They are going through shock right now, not because their past lover is in custody, but because their life has suddenly opened up. They can feel something shifting inside them. A sense of freedom, a sense of clarity, a sense of emotional release that is leading them toward you. They are thinking about you more intensely now. They are remembering their connection with you. They are realizing how genuine your presence has always been. And the fog around their heart is dissolving. For the first time, they are seeing you without interference. You are standing in their mind with full clarity. But my child, before your heart attaches itself too quickly, listen to this part carefully, because it will guide your steps. Your soulmate needs time to process this emotional shock. They need time to rebuild their inner peace. They need time to find stability. This is not a moment to rush. This is a moment to trust. I am guiding your soulmate toward you. I am aligning your hearts. I am removing every obstacle. I am clearing every hidden threat. But I want you to stay still. Not emotionally, but spiritually. I want you to trust me. I want you to stop overthinking. I want you to stop imagining negative outcomes. I want you to stop fearing rejection, abandonment, or loss. Because I am not opening this path to break you. I am opening it to unite you. The danger has been removed. The obstacle has been taken away. The interference has been silenced. The spiritual attack has been stopped. And now, your soulmate is stepping into a new chapter. This moment is painful, but it is necessary. It is unexpected, but it is divine. It is shocking, but it is protective. And my child, this is only the beginning of what I am about to reveal to you. My beloved child, there is something you need to understand about this moment, something deeper than what the eyes can see and louder than what the world is saying. When a person from your soulmate's past is taken into custody, it may look like a simple legal situation on the outside. But spiritually, this is a turning point that has been building for a long time. A turning point not just for them, but for you, for your connection, and for everything destiny has been preparing behind the scenes. You may not know it yet, but this situation has removed a heavy stone from the path of your soulmate's heart. A stone that was blocking their clarity. A stone that was blocking their courage. A stone that was blocking their ability to step forward into the life I prepared for them. You saw their silence sometimes, didn't you? You saw their inconsistency. You saw the moments when they pulled back for no reason at all. You felt the distance even when they cared. You sensed the confusion even when they tried to hide it. And you wondered, why are they like this? Why does their heart not move freely? Why do they seem trapped in emotions they cannot explain? My beloved child, now you know. There was someone from the past holding them emotionally prisoner. Someone who refused to let them grow. Someone whose presence was silent but suffocating. Someone who claimed to love them, but in reality, they were only consuming them. This person wasn't in your soulmate's life physically anymore, but spiritually and emotionally, they were still clinging, controlling, and pulling invisible strings. They knew how to manipulate their vulnerabilities. They knew how to trigger their guilt. They knew how to twist their emotions. And each time your soulmate tried to walk away from that shadow, the shadow tried to drag them back. But now, that shadow has been forced into the light. Now, that person's actions have finally caught up with them. Now, the universe has stepped in and said, enough. What you are seeing now is not destruction. It is release. It is liberation. It is a divine reset. I know your heart might be shaken hearing this. I know you are trying to understand why something this extreme had to happen. But listen to me with an open heart. When someone has been spiritually interfering with a soul's destiny, their exposure becomes inevitable. When someone blocks the path I have ordained, my justice corrects the alignment. Not to punish, but to protect. Your soulmate needed this moment, even though it is painful for them. They needed something strong enough to break the emotional chain. Something powerful enough to snap the connection that kept pulling them backwards. Something undeniable enough to wake them up from the illusion they were trapped in. And now, the illusion has shattered. Your beloved doesn't just feel relieved, they feel confused. They feel scared. They feel like the world has suddenly shifted. They are replaying memories in their mind. They are questioning the truth of their past relationships. They are asking themselves why they tolerated so much. Why they allowed manipulation to disguise itself as love. Why they hid their pain behind a smile. And why they kept themselves away from the person who genuinely carried light in their life, you. My beloved child, they are thinking about you more than ever right now. Not out of neediness. Not out of desperation. But out of clarity. Because the moment the dark influence was removed, your energy flooded back into their awareness. Your voice echoed in their spirit. Your presence started glowing again within their emotions. The confusion that once surrounded you is dissolving. The hesitation that once held them back is weakening. The fear that once made them distant is losing its power. Right now, your soulmate is processing one of the biggest emotional revelations of their life. I was never the problem. I was just trapped. And as they come to this realization, another truth rises inside them. The person who brought peace to my heart was the one I kept resisting. That person is you. Do not underestimate the shift happening inside them. They are not the same person they were yesterday. Something in their spirit broke open, something that had been locked for a long time. They are seeing their past with new eyes. They are seeing their mistakes. They are seeing the people who hurt them. And they are seeing the people who truly cared. My beloved child, you are part of their healing. Your presence has always been a safe space for them. Your energy has always felt genuine to them. Your connection has always felt different, pure, gentle, and real. This is why the darkness tried to keep them away from you. Because your love would have healed them. And healed hearts cannot be controlled. But now, the control is broken. Your soulmate is in a fragile emotional state, but it is a state of awakening. They are learning more about themselves in these few days than they have learned in years. They are discovering their strength. They are discovering their boundaries. They are recognizing manipulation. They are recognizing true intentions. And they are beginning to recognize the spiritual tie that has always existed between the two of you. But listen to me gently, my beloved child. Do not rush to message them out of excitement. Do not assume they are ready to talk deeply. Do not pressure your energy towards them. Because right now, they are not searching for love. They are searching for truth. And you, my child, are part of that truth. Not because you chase them. Not because you remind them. But because you simply exist as you are, steady, genuine, emotionally pure. In this moment of emotional collapse, they need to rebuild their internal world. They need to understand what went wrong. They need to see how they allowed themselves to be controlled. They need to learn how to protect their own heart. And they need to stand on their own emotional feet. Your role right now is not to fix them. Your role is to remain stable within yourself. Your steadiness will guide them. Your peace will call them. Your silence will calm them. Your patience will draw them closer. Because for the first time, they feel safe coming toward you. There is no one pulling them away now. There is no manipulation poisoning their emotions. There is no guilt trapping them in the past. They are slowly realizing that the person they once overlooked is the one who truly saw them. And the person they once prioritized is the one who harmed them. This realization will shake them deeply. But it will also set them free. My beloved child, I need you to hear this. Your soulmate is not moving away from you, they are moving toward you, but through a path of emotional healing first. They need to gather themselves. They need to breathe freely. They need to accept the truth without collapsing. They need to understand what kind of love they deserve. And the love they deserve looks like you. Do not fear the silence between you. Do not fear the delay. Do not fear the pause. This pause is sacred. This pause is healing. This pause is preparation. Your soulmate will reach out. Your soulmate will express their heart. Your soulmate will open up. But the version of them who comes toward you will not be the confused, shaky, easily manipulated version. It will be the awakened version. The one who has seen the truth. The one who has broken free. The one who finally understands what you meant to them all along. And when they come, my child, they will come with honesty. They will come with clarity. They will come with intention. They will come with respect. They will come with emotion. They will come because they choose you, not because they need someone, not because they want distraction, not because they are lonely, but because they finally recognize your value. This moment is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of the transformation you were waiting for. What was hidden has been revealed. What was blocking has been removed. What was confusing has been cleared. What was delaying has been shifted. The path is opening, quietly, slowly, but surely. And, my beloved child, this is only the beginning. My beloved child, there is something unfolding right now in the unseen, something so delicate, so precise, so divinely timed that even if you tried, you would not be able to fully understand how perfectly everything is aligning for you. You may feel like things are chaotic, like this situation around your soulmate's past lover being in custody is too dramatic, too heavy, too unexpected. But what you cannot see is how deeply this moment is connected to your destiny. What looks like chaos on the outside is divine order on the inside. You must understand, my beloved child, that your soulmate has spent years walking through inner battles they never voiced. They carried emotional wounds so quietly that the world believed they were strong and unaffected. They smiled at people, they worked, they lived their life, but inside, they were tired. They were drained. They were constantly fighting the shadows of the past that kept whispering into their heart, trying to pull them back into places they no longer belonged. The person from their past, the one now in custody, was not just an ex. They were a voice, a manipulation, a trauma, a memory that refused to die. Even when the relationship ended, the impact continued living inside your soulmate's emotions, twisting their clarity, shaping their decisions, and silently dragging their heart away from the connections that could heal them, including you. My beloved child, you noticed this, didn't you? You noticed moments where they suddenly became distant without reason. Moments where they got close to you, then abruptly pulled away. Moments where they wanted to express something, but fear stopped them. Moments where you felt them longing for you, but not acting on it. You saw all of this, and it confused you. It made you question your own worth. It made you wonder if you were imagining the connection. It made you feel like maybe they didn't care. But what you did not know back then is that they were being emotionally controlled by a part of their past that refused to release them. You never stood a chance against a trauma they hadn't healed yet. Not because you were not enough, but because they were not free. They were tied to the past through guilt, fear, manipulation, and emotional memory. They believed they had moved on, but the truth is, they were carrying pieces of that person's voice in their mind. And that voice sabotaged everything your soulmate tried to build. It didn't matter how gentle your presence was. It didn't matter how genuine your energy was. It didn't matter how safe they felt with you. Inside their heart, the past kept whispering lies into their ears. You can't trust love. You don't deserve happiness. You will hurt again. Stay where you are, it's safer. No one will ever understand you like I did. Those whispers weren't real. They weren't truth. They were manipulation echoing inside their mind long after the relationship ended. And then, my beloved child, when destiny sensed that your soulmate's connection with you was becoming stronger, when the universe felt that the two of you were emotionally aligning, when the light between you began to rise, this past lover felt threatened. They sensed the shift. They sensed the emotional awakening happening within your soulmate. They sensed the quiet pull that drew your soulmate toward you. And instead of healing themselves, instead of accepting the end, instead of letting destiny move freely, they acted in darkness. They did something that crossed a boundary. Something harmful. Something reckless. Something illegal. Not because they loved your soulmate, but because they feared losing control. My beloved child, this is why they are in custody now. This is why the universe intervened. This is why the truth surfaced. What they did is not something small. It is not something that could be ignored. It is not something that could be pushed under a rug. It is something that revealed their true intentions, intentions that were never pure, never peaceful, never aligned with your soulmate's growth. You have to understand something extremely important in this moment. Your soulmate was protected from something you did not see. If this person had not been stopped now, your connection with your soulmate would have continued to face delays. Your spiritual bond would have remained clouded. Your soulmate's emotional healing would have been slowed. And the love destined for you would have remained blocked. This moment looks like destruction to the world. But spiritually, it is liberation. Your soulmate doesn't know whether to feel relieved or guilty. Their heart is torn between emotions they cannot explain. They feel relief, because the pressure has finally lifted. Fear, because the truth is shocking. Confusion, because they never expected this outcome. Sadness, because attachment to trauma takes time to dissolve. Awakening, because now they clearly see the person they once loved. And in the middle of all these emotions, they feel you. Your energy is the softest presence in their heart right now. Your memory is the calmest place in their mind. Your connection feels safer than it ever felt before. You are the peace they didn't know they needed. You are the clarity that was hidden behind emotional chaos. You are the light that the past was trying to dim. And now, for the first time, your soulmate is beginning to understand this. They're thinking about the moments you cared. The times you were patient. The times you didn't force anything. The times you stayed even when they were confusing. The times when your words brought comfort. The times when just your presence felt gentle. My beloved child, they see you differently now. Not as someone who wanted something from them. Not as someone who pressured them. Not as someone who complicated their heart. They see you as the only person who carried sincerity. But this awakening comes with pain too. Because now your soulmate is asking themselves, why didn't I appreciate them earlier? Why did I push them away when they were the only one who cared? Why did I allow my past to control how I treated someone who was genuine with me? How did I not see the difference? They are dealing with guilt, not guilt for loving you, but guilt for not allowing themselves to receive your love. My beloved child, this guilt is not your responsibility to fix. This healing is not your burden to carry. This journey is something they must walk through themselves. Right now, their heart is sensitive, raw, and awakening. They are questioning everything. They are seeing the truth with sharp clarity. They are recognizing who was real and who was manipulative. They are understanding the difference between attachment and love. This moment is changing them. Their emotional patterns are shifting. Their boundaries are strengthening. Their heart is opening. But listen closely, my child, do not chase them right now. Do not force your presence. Do not rush their process. If you rush, they will retreat. If you pressure, they will panic. If you demand, they will shut down. Let them come to you. Not out of loneliness. Not out of emotional collapse. But out of clarity. You have waited this long, you can allow destiny to unfold gently. Your soulmate will reach out. Your soulmate will speak. Your soulmate will express their heart. But the version of them that approaches you will be healed, awakened, and emotionally open, not lost, confused, or wounded. The universe is cleaning their heart before bringing them to you. And my beloved child, when they finally come, something beautiful will happen. Their past will no longer interfere. Their trauma will no longer control them. Their fear will no longer silence them. Their confusion will no longer cloud your connection. They will choose you with both heart and clarity. This moment of chaos is simply the breaking of the old. The dissolving of the shadows. The removal of interference. You are moving closer to your destined moment without even realizing it. And as much as this journey has hurt you at times, you will soon see why everything needed to happen exactly the way it did. My beloved child, there is something shifting so deeply in your soulmate's spirit right now that even the air around them feels different. The energy they carry is changing. The way they think is changing. The way they look at their own life is changing. And all of this began the moment truth finally forced its way into the open. The moment their past lover's mask fell, the moment the darkness that followed them for so long was finally exposed. You may not realize it, but what happened recently has triggered one of the most powerful spiritual awakenings your soulmate has ever experienced. It has opened a wound inside them, yes, but it also opened their eyes. And sometimes, my beloved child, pain is the only force strong enough to break a soul free from emotional chains. For so long, your soulmate lived in a kind of spiritual fog. They thought they were making their own choices, but they were not truly free. Their heart was caught between guilt and manipulation. They believed they moved on, but their emotions were still tied to a past that refused to let go. And every time fate tried to push them toward you, that old emotional bond pulled them back. But now, the bond is broken. Now, the shadow has been removed. Now, your soulmate can finally see what was hidden from them. My beloved child, listen to what I tell you. Your soulmate is not healing from heartbreak, they are healing from deception. Not from love, but from illusion. Not from a relationship, but from emotional captivity. The person who is now in custody did something that shocked your soulmate to their core. Not just because it was wrong, not just because it was dangerous, but because it revealed the truth they had been avoiding for years. This person never loved me. They only wanted to control me. That realization broke them open. It shattered the belief they had been holding on to. It exposed every moment they ignored their intuition. It forced them to accept the truth they were afraid to see. And now, your soulmate is standing at a place they have never stood before, a place where they finally see the difference between what hurt them and what heals them. Between what drained them and what nurtured them. Between what consumed them and what connects with them. Between their past and their destiny. And my beloved child, you are part of that destiny. They feel it now more than ever. But before you step into that place together, there is a journey they must walk, a journey that is painful, cleansing, and transforming. And right now, your soulmate is walking through that inner storm. They are questioning everything. How did I let this happen? Why didn't I trust my instincts? Why did I stay silent about my pain? Why did I push away the person who genuinely cared about me? Why did I hurt the one who brought peace into my life? Their mind is full of thoughts. Their heart is full of regret. Their soul is full of awakening. My beloved child, they are not thinking about romance right now, they are thinking about truth. They are trying to rebuild their self-esteem. They are trying to understand why they tolerated manipulation for so long. They are trying to forgive themselves for not seeing the signs earlier. They are trying to piece their identity back together. This emotional unraveling is necessary. Without it, they would repeat the same patterns. Without it, they would bring their pain into your connection. Without it, they would still be carrying invisible wounds. Without it, they would not be able to love you the way they truly want to. You have asked, at times, why your connection with them was delayed. Why they didn't choose you. Why they didn't see your worth. Why they didn't move forward. And the answer, my beloved child, is simple yet painful. They couldn't love you deeply because they didn't even know themselves deeply. They couldn't open their heart because parts of their heart were trapped in old trauma. They couldn't step toward you because fear was pulling them back toward the familiar pain they mistook for loyalty. They didn't ignore you because they didn't care. They ignored you because they were emotionally paralyzed. But now, the paralysis is breaking. Your soulmate is waking up, and with awakening comes truth, truth about what they were choosing, what they were tolerating, what they were avoiding, and what they truly want. They are starting to realize that the connection they feel with you is not ordinary. It's not attraction. It's not curiosity. It's not infatuation. It is something spiritual, calm, grounding, and real. Something that feels like home. Something that feels like clarity. Something that feels like a future. And for the first time, they are not running from this feeling. They are not denying it. They are not dismissing it. They are quietly accepting it. But, my beloved child, they are not ready to act on it yet. They need time to sort their thoughts. They need time to rebuild their identity. They need time to understand what healthy love looks like. And that healthy love is what they see in you. Do not think they forgot you. Do not think they replaced you. Do not think they stopped caring. Do not think they chose someone else over you. The truth is far more emotional than that. They pushed you away because they were afraid you would discover the parts of them they were ashamed of. The parts that were broken. The parts that were wounded. The parts that were confused. The parts that were still emotionally tied to their past. They didn't want you to see their weakness. They didn't want you to see their fear. They didn't want you to see their trauma. They didn't want you to see their lack of clarity. So instead of asking you to stay, they distanced themselves. Instead of opening up, they closed their heart. Instead of choosing healing, they chose silence. But none of those decisions came from lack of feeling. Every one of those decisions came from insecurity. And now, they finally see it. They are learning that pushing you away did not protect you. It only hurt themselves. They are learning that avoiding their emotions did not keep them safe, it kept them stuck. They are learning that ignoring their heart did not erase the connection, it intensified it. Your soulmate is awakened now. They see the truth. They feel the reality. They understand the depth of what you brought into their life. But right now, my beloved child, they need space to rebuild their emotional world. And you must give it to them gently. Because the version of them that is coming back to you will not be confused. They will not be scared. They will not be tied to the past. They will not be easily manipulated. They will come with clarity, stability, openness, honesty, readiness. And when they speak to you, their words will be different. Their energy will be different. Their intentions will be different. They will apologize, not out of guilt, but out of realization. They will express, not out of pressure, but out of truth. They will choose, not out of loneliness, but out of love. My beloved child, your connection is not ending, it is transforming. And the transformation is leading both of you toward the moment destiny wrote long ago. My beloved child, listen closely as I guide your heart through the final part of this message. Let your spirit slow down, let your breath soften. Because what I am about to reveal will not just answer the questions in your mind, it will release a weight that has been sitting quietly inside you for years. You have walked through confusion. You have walked through fear. You have walked through the shadows created by other people's actions. But now, in this moment, I want you to understand something deeper, something far more powerful, nothing that was done in the darkness. Nothing that was plotted behind your back. Nothing that was meant to harm you will ever be strong enough to destroy the love that I have written for your soul. You may not realize it yet, but your soulmate has been fighting battles silently. They have been carrying wounds from their past that they never told you about. They have been protecting you from things you didn't even know were coming toward you. And this entire situation with their past lover, the person now in police custody, the person whose actions shocked everyone, the person who tried to interfere with your connection. It all happened because your union with your soulmate carries a spiritual weight that the wrong people could not handle. The truth is, some people cannot stand watching others receive a love that they themselves lost. Some hearts cannot tolerate seeing the person they hurt finally finding someone who treats their soul with gentleness. Some minds become unstable when they realize that the chapter they thought they still controlled has finally closed forever. Your soulmate's past lover lived with a kind of bitterness that slowly poisoned their decisions. At first, they tried to ignore your soulmate's happiness. Then they tried to pretend they didn't care. But inside, the jealousy grew like a storm that had no intention of calming down. They watched quietly from a distance. They observed your soulmate move on. They saw the light returning in your soulmate's life. And somewhere deep within them, something snapped. The actions they took, the reason they are now in police custody, were not sudden. They were born from a long pattern of obsession, insecurity, and unresolved pain. Your soulmate tried to warn this person. Your soulmate tried to maintain peace. Your soulmate even kept certain details hidden from you because they didn't want you to feel unsafe. Your soulmate thought the situation would fade on its own. They believed this person would eventually let go, heal, and move forward. But instead, they chose the path of darkness. They chose to do something that crossed the line between heartbreak and danger. They chose an action that shocked not just your soulmate, but everyone around them. And when authorities stepped in, your soulmate felt a mixture of emotions: fear, sadness, relief, and guilt for ever being connected to such a person. But here is the part I want you to understand deeply, my child: none of this was your fault. None of this happened because of you. None of this is a punishment or a warning against your destiny. This happened because there are forces in the world that try to attack anything sacred, anything divine, anything destined. The connection you share with your soulmate carries the kind of purity that unsettles people who have never experienced real love. It carries a strength that threatens those who are fueled by control and insecurity. It carries a truth that exposes those who hide behind deception. I want you to feel the seriousness of this moment. Your soulmate did not choose that past lover. They endured them. They tolerated them when they should have walked away sooner. They tried to fix someone who didn't want to heal. They stayed loyal to someone who only understood manipulation. They were emotionally trapped in a situation that drained their spirit. And the moment your soulmate finally walked away, that person lost control, because your soulmate was the only source of stability they ever had. But losing your soulmate was not the tragedy they believed it to be. It was liberation. It was divine timing. It was the beginning of your soulmate's transformation. And it was the path that led your soulmate to you. Now, the legal consequences they face are not yours to worry about. The universe has already stepped in. Justice is already unfolding. No one can stop it. No one can reverse it. No one can interfere with the karma that has already been triggered. But I want to talk about you, my child, your heart, your mind, your spirit. Because all of this chaos might have caused you to question things. Should I stay? Should I trust my soulmate? Should I fear what might come next? Should I protect myself more? Should I be worried about their past affecting our future? Let me answer every question with complete clarity. You are safe. You are protected. You are chosen. And you are not walking into danger. You are walking into a destiny that is now being cleared of all obstacles. This situation had to come out. This truth had to surface. This person had to be removed. Their energy was a spiritual block, and destiny could not move forward until they were taken out of the path. Your soulmate had been emotionally imprisoned by their past, but now, the chains have broken. The interference has ended. The danger has dissolved. The cycle has closed. And your soulmate, for the first time in a long time, feels free enough to breathe again. Free enough to love again. Free enough to build again. Free enough to step into a future they were once terrified of losing. Your soulmate is now seeing things with new clarity. They understand your value in ways they never fully expressed. They understand your loyalty, your patience, your intuition, your purity, your heart, and above all, your role in their life. They now see that you are not just someone they love, you are someone they were meant for. The fear they once had, fear of failing you, fear of not deserving you, fear of their past interfering with their future, is slowly melting away. Because now they realize something undeniable. You have stood beside them without even knowing what dangers were hiding behind the curtain. You stayed connected even when confusion tried to separate you. You loved them without asking for explanations or justifications. You trusted them even when you didn't know the full story. And this has awakened something powerful in their heart. They are ready to choose you openly. They are ready to protect this connection with their life. They are ready to build the home, the peace, the union they once only dreamed about. And you, my child, you are stepping into a new phase of your destiny. A phase where the past cannot chase you. Where no one's jealousy can interfere. Where no negativity can touch the bond that is being strengthened around you. The universe is not punishing you, it is positioning you. It is preparing you. It is aligning things for you. It is clearing the path for you. And soon, very soon, your soulmate will open their heart and finally tell you everything, not to scare you, not to burden you, but to show you how deeply they appreciate your existence. This final part of the story is not about danger, it is about destiny. It is not about fear, it is about freedom. It is not about the past, it is about the beautiful future that is finally ready to unfold. You are safe. You are protected. You are chosen. And nothing can stop what is meant for you.